Hey guys, how are you? Thank you for clicking onto this video, and please subscribe. I need that, guys. I just need the numbers to go up, man. It's good to see that people are engaging thus far. And today I got a very important message, especially, I was gonna say to Africans, but it's not just Africans this time. It's Black people in general. Please watch till the end, because there's a lot of things you're going to learn, and you and I, we're gonna grow together. And what I mean by that is not like we're gonna grow old together, no, but we're gonna grow together as a people. We gotta start preparing ourselves for success. Gone are the days and the times of just complaining and putting the blame on other people. We're going to grab the world by its balls and we're going to drag it with us. Okay? We're going to be in control. This is the most important message thus far on this channel. And I'm going to read a book today. I'm going to go through a book I just read. And I put it in a chat. Things are so much easier today, man. Thanks, technology. Put in ChatGPT to just summarize it. And I'm going to try to sort of read today. I'm not. And then the rest I'll just freestyle like I always do, because I found this book very interesting. Like, I've read of Napoleon Hill. I read Think and Grow Rich initially, many years ago. I have that book in my bookshelf or collection of books. Excuse me. And this book is titled Outwitting the Devil. Okay? Now, don't let that scare you. This is a sort of a fictional conversation between Napoleon Hill and the devil. Okay? Who's the devil? Depending, if you're a Christian, you think it's the devil between, and that's okay, between God and good and evil, and that's okay, if you want to translate it like that. I think the way Napoleon Hill, if you're a Christian, you will say, oh, it's the devil trying to send you to hell, it's trying to make you sin, such as stealing and all that stuff. But Napoleon Hill's devil, and what the devil does, has more substance than just about, breaking the law. It has more substance in the way it makes people, it brings people to his kingdom. Let's just say it's a he, it could be a she. But, the way he brings people to his kingdom. And this is the conversation that Napoleon has. But in that conversation, he's trying to teach you about self-improvement. Ultimately, I think that's the goal of this book, is how you can improve as a person so you can become successful. And successful doesn't mean you're going to become the next Elon Musk. Successful doesn't mean you're going to become the next Jeff Bezos. But you're going to be successful in your own right. And we ain't talking about, oh, I'm successful because I live in poverty. Not that kind of success. We're talking about at least where you can say, let's say someone's success is where they're living in a $10 million mansion. Someone that might not be it. They might just have a normal house, a normal wife, and a family around them, where there's no stress, where there's less financial stress, and they actually enjoying life. That could be someone's success. So whatever your success is, and you haven't achieved that now, you're trying to fight to get to that. This book is designed for you. And together, most of you Black people, we are going to do this together, and we're going to challenge ourselves. So 2025, there'll be no complaints. There'll be no they, look at me, racism and all that stuff. None of that. We're going to find the way, no matter what, to get better. So this book, Outwitting the Devil, this is the secret to freedom. The book explores the psychological and spiritual barriers to personal success. Okay? And like I said, it's a fictional dialogue between Napoleon Hill and the devil, representing fear. So the devil representing fear, doubt, and negativity that prevents individuals from achieving their potential. Now, just hear that. So the devil doesn't want you to be rich when you deserve to be rich. Everyone in this world deserves to be rich. Okay? Now, some people might say, like I said, everyone's success is different. So in other words, everyone deserves to be successful. No one deserves to be living in poverty. There's a lady called, what's her name? Terry Ijeoma. She's into trading. And she said something, I was listening to her. She said her mom, at some point, she told her mom was supposed to see a dentist or something like that. And the bill was going to be so big that if it wasn't for Terry's trading, there's no way they were going to afford it. And she told her mom, no, just go. And the mom is like, no, it's too expensive. It's like, no, just go. And the mom went to a private hospital. You know how things are in America when it comes to medical stuff. Went to a private clinic. She was well looked after. A job, they did all the stuff they need to do with dental work. And she paid for it, cash. And she said, man, there's dignity in having money. Just remember that. I want everyone to remember that. There's dignity in having money. Being poor, you lose your dignity as a human being. Don't accept it. I know a lot of African leaders want you to accept that. You know, oh, this is just how things are. This is our culture. That's not culture. Poverty is not culture. There was no poverty in Africa before all this stuff. Before the so-called 21st century. So that ain't our culture. So what are the key themes or key concepts in this book? Number one, fear is the root of failure. So fear. So in 2025, the first thing we are going to do, we're going to take fear out. We ain't going to fear nobody. We ain't going to fear nothing. And here's the thing, especially to my brothers and sisters in America. If let's say somebody, which is going to happen in the next 4 years, someone gets shot by the police, don't demonstrate. Demonstration is for the weak. Sue the police, put your money together, get a good lawyer and sue that police. And make sure justice is served. Simple things like that. Don't demonstrate. You know, there's a group of people, we can't mention them on YouTube, they don't do demonstrations. They just put their money together and influence politicians. That's it. That is the right way to go about it. There's power in numbers. And this time, the way you use that power is to bring your money together. For you guys in Africa, we are not going to accept, and I repeat this, we are not going to accept these governments scaring us about, oh, if you do this, we're going to do that. No. Don't accept it. Don't accept this because you deserve better. That's the only thing you're going to accept in 2025 is that you deserve better. You know, so how does Hill define fear? Hill, that's Napoleon Hill, defines fear as the primary obstacle to success. Specifically, the 6 fears. These are the 6 fears. Fear of poverty, fear of criticism, fear of ill health, loss of love, old age, and death. These things are holding you back. I tell you what, this book was actually written in 1938. But because it's so challenging to the human spirit, it wasn't released until 2011. This is how powerful this book is. Those 6 fears, poverty, because you're so scared of being in poverty. In the end, that same poverty starts holding you back. I'm going to have to talk a little bit about this, about poverty. I watched Wada Maya. Most of you probably listening to me, listen to him or have watched him. If you haven't, go on YouTube and just Google up Wada Maya. He was in Malawi, or Wada Maya in Malawi. He was in Malawi. He met this young man. This young man graduated as a nurse in Malawi. He couldn't find a job. Now, most Africans will sit with their parents. That's actually the good thing about our culture. You can actually live with your parents until you're 40 or even till you die. You know, there's a good side to that and there's a bad side to it. The good side is you can use that to save up money. The bad side is you can become attached to that and you never want to change. Anyway, so this young man, instead of him sitting down on his backside and just complaining about, oh, the government, there are no jobs, and then not eating, no food, and none of that stuff. He didn't do that. He had a little phone. He sold the phone, moved to the village. In the village in Africa, there's plenty of land. Across Africa, there's plenty of land. That's why people are coming now. The Chinese, the people from India, people from Lebanon, people from all over the world, they're coming there, and your government is giving them free land. Instead of educating you about the importance of having land and helping you guys grow the things by educating you how to grow stuff, they're not doing that. I saw a Chinese guy open up a farm in Zambia growing dragon fruit, and now he's exporting that dragon fruit to China. So every time you hear that the Chinese now has allowed a trade from Africa to China, what they've done is they've sent the Chinese into these African countries, and it's the Chinese that are now going to be exporting whatever these products are to China. So while the Africans just sit down there and watch, remain in poverty. So we're not going to accept that. So this young man from Malawi went back to his village, sold his phone, and he started farming. Today, he's created employment for his village, and I think the investor of Malawi is actually using his farm to do study of different varieties about farming and growing stuff and all those things. Today he's got money. He's improved the standard of living in his village. One man. So are you going to be like that man, or are you going to be the coward? But the reason why I'm saying poverty, because he had to go through poverty. He has to suffer. He was sleeping pretty much in a tent on his farm for many years. Now he's got a beautiful house. He's got a truck that helps with getting products to the market, and he's doing well. Farming is the easiest thing you can do in Africa. Easiest thing, because there's plenty of land, and most of the land there is virgin land. 80% of land in Uganda is arable land. 10% of land in China is arable land. So who's got the best land for farming? Or who's got more land for farming? You. But you're not using it. Because you're scared. Oh, if I go this, then I might end up poor. No, don't be. Take that fear out. Fear of criticism. Most of you guys don't like to be criticized. But criticism is good, because you can learn a lot. You can learn so much from being criticized. If no one is criticizing you, you end up doing a lot of things wrong. And you gotta accept criticism. You gotta accept it. Fear of ill health, loss of love, old age, and death. Especially death. People scare death. People are so scared of death. Don't be scared of it. That means you can't. That means I'm not saying don't wear your seatbelt when you're driving your car, but you have to do that. But don't be scared. People die. We're all gonna go. But sometimes you gotta fight for something. Okay? So the devil uses fear to drift individuals away from their goals, keeping them in a state of inaction and mediocrity. I don't even have to add anything to that. I'll just repeat it. The devil uses fear. Remember the 6 fears I've just spoken about. It's not just one fear. Fear to drift individuals away from their goals, keeping them in a state of inaction and mediocrity. There's nowhere in this world where that reigns true than in Africa. That is the devil. It's not the devil they're telling you when you go to church. This is the real devil. Those people at church, even when you read the book, and I'm going to put the book in the description, you can listen to it. You're going to see even those people, they're not necessarily working for God. There's a very good chance. Even Napoleon notices that. And this is 1938. that most of these so-called churches, they're just working for the devil because they don't want you to think for yourself. You know, most of you guys, you read the Bible and you don't understand something. And then you go and ask the pastor, oh, what does it mean? And the pastor goes, what it means is. But then you say you have a relationship with Jesus. Okay, why didn't you just ask Jesus to tell you what it means? Why do you need the pastor, another person who's nowhere, anywhere better than you? You're just the same as him. But no, you want to go and ask him to tell you what the Bible means. That's ridiculous. Then second, it's the concept of drifting. So if you remember, it says in the last part, the devil uses fear to drift individuals. So this drifting keeps coming up in this book. So what is drifting? Drifting is living without purpose, direction, or ambition, making people susceptible to negative influences. Man. I don't even need to add anything to that. It's very clear, guys. Very, very clear. Drifting is living without purpose, direction, or ambition, making people susceptible to negative influences. When you have ambition, when you have direction, it's very hard for you to drift. This is how you have people like Jeff Bezos. You have people like Elon Musk. You have these people who are constantly doing something, constantly achieving things because they are driven by purpose and they have direction. They know exactly where they're going to end. If you don't know anything, you're going to struggle. If you don't have direction, you don't even know where you want to end up, you're going to struggle. Guys, just think about that. I don't even have to say much. I don't want to spoil it. I think it's very straightforward. And then in the concept of drifting, Hill argues, this is Napoleon Hill, that drifters are controlled by fear and are unable to break free from their circumstances. Poverty, the fear of poverty. So you'd rather stay in it than break free because you're fear. Some of you guys even believe that you need to be in poverty for you to enter the kingdom of God because rich people ain't going to enter the kingdom of God. And you've never questioned that. I know a lot of billionaires, man. Billionaires, not personally, but from how I've changed my life. And I'm going to bring up after I've finished this. Most of them do amazing things, a lot of amazing things in this world. But you're never even going to hear about them because they're not out there jumping, oh, I did this. Most of them work hard. They help so many people. They work harder than most of you guys, than most of your pastors. Third, defeatness of purpose. This is one of the key themes and concepts in this book. The antidote to drifting is having a clear and definite purpose in life. Very clear, guys, very clear. And this is what you and I are going to do going forward. Success requires self-discipline. That's very important. Focus and persistence, which neutralize the devil's influence. So how do you neutralize the devil's influence from keeping you in poverty? Self-discipline, which means you stick to, sometimes you gotta wake up at the same time, do the same thing every morning, go to bed at the same time, and have the same conversations for such a long time, or similar conversation day after day after day, until you perfect it. That's focus. And you're going to be persistent. That's how you're going to neutralize the devil's influence. If you don't do that, you find yourself getting addicted to sex, drugs, and all kinds of stuff. Okay? Then, the other one is the role of education. It's actually amazing that they even brought this. I remember this was written in 1935 in America. So the role of education and environment. Okay? Hill criticizes traditional education for failing to teach critical life skills such as self-confidence and creative thinking. There's nowhere else where that reigns true than in Africa. He stresses the importance of surrounding oneself with positive influences and a supportive environment. If you are telling people about your future and they all seem to like where they are, get out of that group. If you're telling your friends about the things you want to do and they all seem to can't see it, you know, where you say something and say, oh, what are you talking about? Just come here. You know, we got all these women here. You know, get out of that group. That's what I'm going to say there. This is self-explanatory, guys. It's not like the Bible where you need a pastor to tell you what it means is and all that stuff. Now, so fifth, self-mastery and faith. You know, overcoming the devil requires mastering one's thoughts and maintaining unwavering faith in oneself. Remember, man, probably this is the most important book you're ever going to read. And I'm going to put it in the comments, guys, on audio. It's free on YouTube. And please find time to listen to it. It's very interesting. And it will help you. Write notes. You can even write the notes I'm telling you right now. And keep repeating. This is 2025. We're not going to wait until 2050. We start now. Because next year we are going to win. In everything we do, we are going to win. Okay? You gotta have faith in yourself. Most of you have faith in God more than and not in yourself. Everything you pray, oh, according to God's wishes, according to God's wishes, God's willing. No. That's why things don't work. Things only work when you put yourself there. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow at 2. You can't say, oh, I don't know what time I'm gonna wake up. It's according to God's wishes. That's weakness. That's not the right way to think. Okay? 6. On the self-mastery and faith. Hill emphasizes the importance of personal responsibility, maintaining a positive mindset, and controlling one's emotions. You gotta control your emotions, guys. You have to control your emotions. If most of you Africans, I don't think if you're from Africa, I don't know if you watched my video with Billy Carson, talking about Billy Carson. There's something that happened there, and I was applauding him for not reacting in the way, especially black people, we react. Emotionally, we don't know how to control our emotions. Someone says, oh, it's the same thing when you look at even our brothers and sisters in the US, some kind of reactions. If a black guy does something, a black person does something, oh, you did this, N-word, poo. Kill him, because you can't control emotions. Billy Carson could have pulled up on this guy's house and do all that stupid stuff. He didn't do that. He just sued the guy. The same thing, the same court system that's afforded to everyone, he used it. That's it. So he's suing the people. Simple as that. So you gotta control your emotions. Controlling your emotion is very crucial to your individual success. If you can't control your emotions, it's not just emotions, anger emotions, could be sexual desires, all these things, you gotta control that. You know, if anything, as a man, try celibacy for just 6 months. See how many things you can achieve. I saw this guy, I think his name is Mark Hunt. He's like a big dude. He used to be in, wrestling. And he said how he lifted this, I can't remember the name of it, but it's like the hardest thing to lift for one person. But this guy went to just train. He trained for that. No sex, nothing. He came back, he picked it up. So maybe there is power in that. Try it. Try it for 6 months or even 3 months. Try it for a month. Start small. Try it for a week. Start small. Because it's going to be about individual development. We're doing away with complaining. We're doing away with blaming other people. We're going to take full responsibility of our life. That's 2025. That's you listening to me. You, the African teenager about to graduate uni and you don't even know if you're going to find work. You, someone in America worried about, oh, what's going to happen when DOGE, which is Department of Government Expenditure or something like that. Efficiency, government efficiency. You know, most likely they're going to fire a lot of people working in government. And I know a lot of Africans Americans work for the government. So if you were scared, don't be. The other door's going to open up, but you have to believe it yourself. Don't get angry at, oh, at the president-elect. There's other doors that is opened up where you can make money. Maybe it's just the time for you to get out of there and go do something that you've always wanted to do. Don't let fear control you. All right? So, the sixth one is definiteness in decision making. Successful individuals make decisions quickly and firmly, avoiding procrastination. I don't have to add anything to that, guys. It's loud and clear. It's loud and clear. Indecision is a form of drifting and gives power to fear and doubt. I'm just going to let that sink in. Please, I'm putting this book in the description section. Audio book. Listen to it. For you guys with money, buy it. I think it's like $16 on Amazon or something, you know. And then number 7, personal freedom. What is freedom? True freedom comes from overcoming external and internal limitations. Some of us were brought up believing poverty was good, because that's the only way I'm going to enter the kingdom of God, because rich people ain't going to enter the kingdom of God. That was a lie. That was a lie. It was a lie then, it's allowed now, and it's going to be a lie forever. And that's limiting you from receiving your blessings. Internal limitations, including societal expectations, fear, and self-doubt. Everyone is expecting you to be like this. You want to keep up with the Joneses. Stuff those people. Stuff them. Just focus on you. That's it. Those people can get stuffed. Don't worry about them. Stuff them. Just focus on you. Focus on you. That's it. Be tunnel visioned. Just see yourself and your dream and the purpose and direction. Just focus on that. So, in the end, the book promotes self-reliance. Sounds like Billy Carson, doesn't it? And independent thinking as tools for achieving personal freedom. Everything you've been taught since you were a kid, challenge it. You gotta start thinking, guys. Challenge everything that you've ever been taught. It's not a bad thing to say, to think outside the box. That's not a crime. There's a lot of things that are, even what our parents taught us. The only reason why, like for instance, you come from a household where they don't know anything about financial literacy. You'll be a fool if you just accept that. This is how my parents have taught me. You gotta do the savings only. You're gonna die poor because your money is not making you money when you're just saving it. And the interest rate the bank gives you is going to be eaten up by inflation. So you end up broke. $100 today, if $100 today can buy you, let's say, a loaf of bread. It's just an example, guys. 2 years from now, a loaf of bread is going to be 150. And you still have $100 saved up, getting 1%, 2% interest. In 2 years' time, you won't be able to buy a loaf of bread. This is why you got to find investments that gives you an annual interest rate, an annual interest that's bigger than inflation. Because then your money is growing at a faster pace than inflation. So what are the key takeaways from this book? Right? 1, you got to be intentional about your life and align your actions with a definite purpose. Guys, find your purpose. Spend time alone. Think about yourself. Let that voice in you speak to you. If you're a Christian, could be God talk to you or something. If you are not, the universe. If you are neither of that, then just find something. Think about it. Spend time alone to discover yourself and find what your purpose is and focus on that. Because 2025, we are going to reach new heights. New heights, guys. New heights. Overcome fear through faith, self-discipline, and persistence. Guard your mind against negative influences and avoid drifting by staying focused and proactive. Guard your mind against negative influence. I gotta repeat that. Avoid drifting, guys. Then the other one is surround yourself with positive environments and people who support your growth. Okay? Surround yourself with positive environments and people who support your growth. I'm going to end there. That is some of the key takeaways from Napoleon Hill's Outwitting the Devil. Now, let's look at things that we are not going to do in 2025. We're not going to waste time our time on. Have a look.
What do you guys think? Subscribe for more.
Te luandro feta devle mat fasata tsy mahatavagna izy rene le izay vao tena fata azy le keregny vao tsy misy raha hafa tsy nisy loka tsy narara file fekeregny vao mandeha izy rene agnalagna sy tavy hariva zoko te mitsipela tsy maso
Panahon nisy raha nihanigny raty le nirora hoana ny ty lahialigny hijante tsy raha antiagna fa i raha hinany zao fa niankala zahay fa nirora avao tsy nisy azy le fa i avao ty trobohana
Arary zato avao tsy mba firy fa arary zato. Ie managna arivo fa zay mahazo kapaka vary raiky. Tsy mba hinigny anaka lahialigny mizay. Fa raha mizay maty tikere anaka lahialigny.
Malo tika tata uleke narikare
Desua lamparadiso ty fiaignan-tegna. Finaho tsy misy rano milikoliko aty fiaignan-tegna te handua. Fa satria tsy misy hanegny hahandroegna ama. I rano ia vao te antron-tegna gnao.
Petsaka toa
Parce que les gens n'ont pas pu bouger à cause du confinement. Les camions qui, logiquement, les taxis brousse et autres qui doivent faire la navette ne sont pas autorisés. Et les gens sont restés plus ou moins dans les villages. Donc, ajouter à ça l'insécurité alimentaire provoquée par les changements climatiques qui ont été très sévères cette année.
So, there we have it. That kind of behavior is not going to help you. Dry humping, that's not. I know that happens in the Caribbean, but also I've seen the same thing happening in like Ghanaian beaches and some places in Africa. I've seen the same dry humping. That is South Africa as well, where people are dancing with really tight whatever they wear, women wear these days, and exercising their bums, and it's ridiculous. That's degenerative behavior. And the message to those willing Africans, to those willing black people, stay away from anything degenerative like that. No more dry humping videos. No, don't watch them. Don't participate in it. Don't spend your time watching Kai Cenat. You making the guy rich, you are poor. So stay away from that. You got nothing to learn. Don't. If you're in Africa and you are living in poverty, ask yourself why. Because sometimes I remember driving in Zambia and seeing people here starving. But when you look in the background, there's a river not far from where they are, and the land is fertile. So why are you starving? Why are we starving? Most of you guys have phones today, whether it's in Africa or anywhere you go. There's so much knowledge you are carrying in your hand. Use it. Don't spend your, whatever they call your time, your data, I think they like to say in Africa, watching porn. That stuff is destroying you. It's really, really destroying. And I know the US government is using this to destroy you on purpose. Starlink was recently allowed to installed in some village in South America. I can't remember the exact countries, could be Peru, to these local indigenous people. And the only thing they took from that was watching porn on TikTok. And I know this is probably happening on the continent of Africa, where kids now are just having access to this stuff. Instead of us having governments that can actually restrict these things, I think in some countries in the Middle East, you can't watch this stuff. You can't have access to this stuff. Unless you're just really addicted and you go through the back door to get access to it. But the truth is, you cannot have access to these things in some of these countries. Why can they do the same thing in Africa? Guess what? If they do that, they're not going to receive aid from some countries. Because they're deciding to break you into degenerative behavior so you can create a failed state. Doesn't have to be like Somalia. Somalia is actually improving, but doesn't have to be about guns and that. It's just people's mind. Right now in Zambia, you guys are having druggies. Like, what do you guys call them? People addicted to drugs. What's the word? Zombies or something like that. Drugs in Zambia. Just think of it. Drugs. Who started bringing drugs to Africa? It turns out in Mombasa, the moment they put up the American embassy over there, drugs flooded the street. I won't be surprised like drugs have flooded the street in Zambia since they put up an American embassy in Botswana. So someone is out there working hard to make you stay in poverty, to destroy your mind. So they're promoting drugs, religion, and all this stuff. 2025, I want you to do something different. Stay away from these vices. Your phone can be a force of good or evil. And I've learned so much from YouTube. I'm telling you, more than I even learned at university, from YouTube. I recently had at my house, actually not recently, a few months ago, one of the drainage system blocked. Luckily for me, it was the kitchen sink drainage system. And the way it's designed, it actually goes, which I found quite interesting, actually goes around the house. The kitchen is on this side, and the blockage was on the other side. So I called a plumber, I say, okay, come have a look. Likely this guy was good. He was going to come in for free. Where I am actually, for someone to just come even have a look at your stuff, it's $100 or $80 up front. Call out fee. So he came, had a look, and he rings me back. He says, he tells me the cost. It was going to cost $1,500. He said, $1,500. I said, what's the problem? He told me what the problem is. I think that's where he made a mistake. So what I did was, went on YouTube, searched, and I found this video. It was a 3-minute video explaining how you can unclog stuff like that. I went and bought the tools. It cost me $30. Did it for 5 minutes. The thing was unclogged. I just saved myself over $1,400. That's something I've learned living in the West. Living in the West is that if you just keep calling people to fix stuff, unless you are a multi-millionaire, you're always going to be broke because things are so expensive, especially where I live, so expensive. Here, plumbers make more money than doctors. Okay? A plumber is making $500,000 easy than doctors. I fixed that myself, saved myself some money. Yeah. The money I saved from that, I was so excited about it. I put it towards taking my family on a boat, on a cruise. Went on a cruise, family of 6. So, YouTube, the internet, there's so many things you can do. So many things you can do. Don't use it for vices such as pornography, watching TikTok, watching stupid videos. If you want to spend your time on TikTok, you be the creator. You be the content creator. You know, if you want to spend time on there, spend time creating content and try to make money off it. Okay? All the dry humping videos and participating in that, leave it. Leave it. Don't get involved in any of that. Please, don't. That's how we are going to change 2025. Okay? I'll even encourage you to try celibacy. I think I said this before. Try to do it, even just for a month, if you could, even just for a week. Try to do it. You know, don't let women, don't chase women. Believe me, don't chase women. You're going to end up ruining your life as a man. This is my message to you guys. But then, I'm going to show you what we need to do in 2025. How we are going to win 2025.
So let me ask you a question. Outside of the bills that you pay, what's your last name on? Let me rephrase that. Outside of the bills that you pay, what asset is your last name on? There we go. I went dug for it. Old beliefs is costing you your new life. Cause you don't want to turn your last name to an asset. All you want to do is co-sign for somebody else's bill. That's all you want to do. I'm talking about taking y'all on the wealth building journey with me. I'm talking about, like, I done took sole ownership of it. Like, if you a trapper and you in this community, I have become solely responsible for navigating you on this journey.
A lot of people don't want to get rich until disaster comes and you need a bag of money. My favorite quote, dig the well before you are thirsty. In 7 years, they may not make all of these opportunities, especially if somebody get in office. All this little investment movement, that can be shut down. If there's enough groundswell, they can stop us from being allowed this access to invest at scale. So you have to change your mindset. That's why when I came out, I'm like, yo, you need 60 months to feel safe.
Now, there you go. Those are the things we are going to do in 2025. Remember, the goal for us is we're going to be intentional about our life and align our actions with a definite purpose. That's the goal in 2025. We're not going to be messing around and doing all the stupid stuff. We're not doing that. So instead of you listening to Hit Them Up, just try not to listen to rap, guys. You know, instead of you listening to Hit Them Up, we are going to listen to podcasts that are motivational podcast and financial literacy podcast. On the financial literacy podcast, I'm going to encourage you to listen to EYL, Market Monday, Wall Street Trapper, Trapping Tuesdays. You know, also encourage you to listen to Chris Sane and stock up with Larry. I also encourage you to we talk to billionaires. These are some just on the financial side of things. I also encourage you now to read books. I like a book by it's called From Poverty to Power. You know, it was written by an American writer called what's his name? Oh gosh, the name is gone. But look it up. Poverty to Power. The reason why I like these old American books, because I think even though we're in the 21st century, Africa can relate, especially people in Africa, you can relate a lot better with the 18th century, 17th century, 18th century, 19th century kind of information there, you know. So look that up, From Poverty to Power. The guy's name is gone, but it was a very famous American writer. Please, I'm gonna put a stack of books in the description and also in my community there. These are the things I would like you to do. That's how we are going to win 2025. You know, self-belief. That's what we're gonna focus on. You know, anything spiritual. If you are a Christian, listen to more Christian stuff. If you are other religion, listen to more to that, because you need that spiritual belief as well. I'm not a religious person, but I also do believe there's a creator. Just don't think it's Yahweh or whoever, or I don't think it's any of that. However, whatever you believe in, you know, dig deep but you have to be very careful. Don't believe in stupid stuff like it's good to be poor because you're not going to enter the kingdom of God. That's not right. That's not what we want. Find a way, focus on things that encourages you to work hard and to take responsibility. I don't know if there's verses like that in the Bible. You try to find them. There's ChatGPT these days. You can just put in stuff there and it helps you out. And you focus on that. Okay? You are the only person who can change your life. Nobody else. Trust me when I say this. Trust me, guys. Financial literacy is very important. And today, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. You can make money. Okay? It doesn't matter where you are. Crypto right now is running. And I personally believe crypto is going to run until March or May. You know, it's going to run. There are going to be some flash crashes every now and then. But we're in the bull market for crypto. You know, the stock market is running. I just woke up this morning and I've made $15,000. You know, and I'm not even like rich. I'm comfortable. I'll be fine. You know, my Google stocks were up. My Google option play, leap option play was up. My Tesla stock were up. My Tesla leap option play was up. So I'm just telling you guys, all these things, you can make money, and it doesn't matter where you are. The most people are making money in options. They're in India, but they're making money in options on the American stock market. You know, you guys, some of you are watching me on an iPhone in Africa. You know, next time, instead of you buying an iPhone, find a way to buy Apple stock. That's how we are going to win in 2025. Okay? This is how we are going to win in 2025. Financial literacy is very, very important. You know, if you are in Africa at the same time, visit the Chamber of Commerce in your country. Ring up your bank of whatever you can. Let's say Bank of Kenya, Bank of Zambia. Ring them up and find out how you can buy securities and bonds. You know, don't just put your money in savings. Okay? If you are in Africa, download the Binance app. Find out if you can actually use it in your country to buy some crypto. For the next 3 months, crypto is running. Binance app, Binance. Look it up. There's a lot of cryptos there that are doing it. XRP, XLM, Solana, Sui, all these. But first of all, you need to learn about them. But then sometimes it's just good to jump on things and start learning. You know, ask questions later. Sometimes that's the process. Right now, this thing is running. This thing is running. Bitcoin itself, you can buy. You don't have to have $100,000 to buy Bitcoin. You know, you can buy what they call the Satoshi. Like you can buy Bitcoin with $20, 20 whatever currency you use in your country. Our mindset, we have to change our mindset. That's the other thing we have to do. So financial literacy, but the most important thing to do is to change our mindset. We have to take full responsibility, just like Napoleon Hill said in the book, full responsibility. And we have to sacrifice. We have to no more excuses. We cannot be blaming people. Like I saw this guy, this is what Africans like. You're never gonna hear me post crap like that on this channel. This is what they like. There's this Lobito, whatever corridor the Americans are helping those African countries use. And they say, oh, they're trying to create something so that they can be siphoning minerals from Congo out of there. Guys, those guys are only doing that because you are allowing them. You are allowing them. You know, there's a video I'm going to do in the future about the Kazakh. I think he called himself the Kazakh of Poye. You know, these people only are able to do that because you allow them. You know, so don't blame them. Look in the mirror and say, why am I allowing these people to take my products away? Because today, I tell you what, if the Congolese stood up at all the borders of Congo and says, we are going to kill anybody who lives with our products, their government would listen. But no one does that. No one is willing. There's a fear of death. Like Napoleon says, that's the stuff. That's where the devil lies, guys. That's where the devil lies. The devil is not someone like they've described to you in your churches. No. The devil, in my view, is exactly how Napoleon describes it. Someone who works on your fear of poverty, fear of death, a fear of criticism. Those are the things that are holding you back, that are holding you from receiving your blessings. So 2025, guys, we're not going to fill our head with garbage. We're not going to do it. Not this time. You know, leave in the comments below. Anybody, if they want to, we can even create a WhatsApp group where we can all work together, tell you stuff I'm doing. Let me see if people will be interested in that. Tell you stuff I'm doing, or a book I'm reading, or whatever podcast I'm listening to, and you guys also do the same. But I want to see you guys in 2025 win. The world is about to change. If you are in America, things are going to get harder. If you are a person of color, there's going to be a lot of disrespect coming your way. But you got to grow thick skin this time. You have to control your emotions, guys. You got to control your emotions. Focus on the ball. Focus on your goals. America is still one of the best countries to create wealth. I'm not even in America, but I'm making money in America. It's still one of, if not the best country to create wealth. It has the biggest stock market, about 60% of all stock markets. America, the value of that is in America. So that presents a huge opportunity for you guys who are there to create wealth. Take advantage of it. You have to change the mindset. It's all about the mindset, guys. All right? Thank you, guys. Thank you. I know it's a long video, but please watch it. Put it on repeat. Any suggestions, please put in the comments below. I'll even put my email address. You can contact me if you want to. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Cheers. Bye.